Hello and welcome to Dimzy's Domain, and this is a YuGiOh Vrains trailer preview review. I guess that's just my thoughts, my reaction regarding the first official 30-second long trailer. So I'm gonna watch it at half the speed and let's just watch it together and let me just react and give my thoughts. I haven't even seen it yet, so yeah, let's see. So let's see. Alright, so they're showing a nice little picture of the city itself, and that is of course Kusanagi and Yusaku. Just bear in mind and look at Yusaku's oh shit, I thought I said Yusei, but just look at Yusaku's facial expression. Now from what I heard before that he does want to avenge Kusanagi for some sort of reason. I think it says something about we will get your brother back, as well as Yusaku did say as well he wants to get his past back. So they of course wronged him in some way, and is that SOL technology or is that something else? Let's just go play a bit more. So yeah, of course Kusanagi is a hot dog guy. Look at the angry expression. That is of course Go Onuzuka. That is the Eiffel Tower if I'm mistaken, and I believe that is probably, I'm gonna assume that is somewhat in Link Vrains, or maybe this is in the real world itself. But Go Onuzuka is a professional wrestler. The voice actor wants to emulate the Shawn Michaels, make him the Shawn Michaels, the heartbreaking Mr. WrestleMania, the showstopper of YuGiOh Vrains. Let's see a little look at a Blue Angel. Bear in mind, look at the different landscapes. So I am certain that this is probably going to be in Link Vrains, where they can duplicate or simulate different landscapes. I don't know what that may resemble, the landscape itself, if it is supposed to mimic a certain location or just it's a generic anime location. But Blue Angel looks so very happy-go-lucky. Have a look, she is extremely happy. She is an idol in the Link verse or virtual reality. And this is the mysterious life form. Let's go back a little bit. The mysterious life form, just looking at his pose, it looks like something that's very cheeky, very mischievous, and I think that it is supposed to have a voice, so I am interested and kind of curious to see how it's gonna sound. And yeah, just this shot alone, just the pose, it comes across as a very cheeky, a bit of a brat of a life form, and I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun. And from the very little that we know and seen of Yusaku, if Yusaku's very broody, a bit moody, and he's kind of always a little bit quiet and angry, the mysterious life form, the name to which we don't have yet, may just be the light, may just be it gives that extra dynamic to Yusaku's character. And that's actually something very different, because of the fact that, think of it like this, the two times which I can remember from the top of my head, Yugi and Etem was the more so the broody fella. What's his name? Astro and Yuma. Astro was the broody fella. So could this be a role reversal whereby the secondary piece or the secondary protagonist is actually the one who's lighting up the heart of the main protagonist, and in this case it is Yusaku. But let's carry on. Out of this, there's a dimensional portal, there's a bit of cracking. Okay, that's Crackling Dragon, and on top of that, that was a Knight of Hanoi, and I think that's the same fella. Wow, he looks really, really menacing. I like the mask. Yes, the mask looks very good. It's a very good design. It is a extremely good design. However, in this shot right here, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just the trailer, but the blue sky just takes away the tension, or if this character is supposed to be a bit malicious or it's a bit evil, it takes away what we may perceive as, from the trailer, as something to be malicious. Maybe they should have done a purple background or a darker gloomy background, and that may emphasize the whole, okay, this guy's a bad guy. Prophetic fallacy essentially, isn't it? Where you use the settings to tell a tone within the story itself. And they are loading up the dual disc into the Vrains. So it's obvious that they're using the dual disc to transport into the Vrains, as predicted earlier. That's very nice. Okay, that's very, very nice, whereby you have this spherical thing as other spirals are going around Yusaku. I do like the pose because of the fact that it seems like he's uneasy. It's very similar to someone who is transporting to somewhere else. They're gonna go into somewhat of a defensive position, so I do like the way they've done the art right there. It does once again remind me of Arc 5 and also 5D's Arc 5 Synchro Arc as well, just the way they animate the Synchro series, the Synchro summon itself. And another thing about Arc 5, I do want to say that if this goes back, when we saw the Knight of Hanoi riding on that monster, the Crackling Dragon, it's very good to see that they are utilizing one of the good things about Arc 5, which is it's very dynamic, and they're interacting with the monsters. To what capacity, to how real are these monsters, is probably going to be data similar to the humans who are within that link verse themselves. They are also data, but it's very good to see that they're interacting with the monsters, and that's one of the things which Arc 5 truly did excel on, and they really did animate that well. And from this short little sequence, it does seem that they are using that same technique, and hopefully they do it justice. So let's go back to where we are transforming into the Vrains. It's very difficult to hear them slow motion into the Vrains, and you see Yusaku flying in what I presume to be the Vrains, the Link Vrains, and we see Akira. But let's quickly focus on Yusaku for a second. Just honestly, Yusaku's Playmaker form looks phenomenal. I really do enjoy the design. I initially did not, I wasn't too excited over it. I had my reservations, but right now, I will honestly say this. I am so excited for Vrains, and with Yusaku as a character, from the small details that have been hinted, I expect big things. Now, after Yusaku's Playmaker form that's been shown, we see Akira Zaizen. Now, we know that he is the head of security for SOL technology, and that is obviously going to be the main and initial roadblock for Yusaku as well as Kusunagi, as they are hackers who are trying to take down, I'm assuming, SOL, who are trying to reclaim his past and along them lines. So he is going to be the initial antagonist, and I personally do believe that he will come around very early on in the early on in the series, similar to, let me see, well, you can't really say Kaiba, can you? But let's just say something along the lines of Kite or Kaito. So yes, initially having a very evil standpoint or a massive roadblock to our protagonist, but then becomes a trusted ally. As well as that, Zaizen, we do know that one of the protagonists, or one of the featured characters, Aoi Zaizen, what's the relation, father, brother, who cares, who knows? But at the end of the day, there is far more incentive for him to come to the side of good, but we don't even know what is exactly good and what is actually evil. But we do assume from this shot right here, Revolver, who is the head of the Knights of Hanoi, he really does give a very brainiac feel to him. Honestly, I personally think that he's going to be a recurring antagonist, and there will be a point where they are forced to work together, but he would never ever come to a point where he's working with Yusaku. But this is my prediction. He looks phenomenal. He looks phenomenally creepy, dodgy, and everything that you need in a character or a villain. Yusaku is riding his D-board into the Vrains, as he just said in slow motion. I think that they could have done more and a little bit better with the animation and the art right here. Remember, this isn't the best quality, although it does say 720p. It's not 720p, but just I think that they could do more flickers of shade and light right here. But then again, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is it supposed to be water? If so, they could have maybe put in a bit more detail. However, look at Yusaku. His design looks crazy, where they done the shading right there as it goes into its yellow, and just the way they animate the hair, it looks very artistic. And this scene, not just the scene, the pose and the actual visual of Yusaku looks very aesthetic, and I do enjoy that and I appreciate that. But yeah, so anyway guys, that is essentially my breakdown, my preview, my reaction review to YuGiOh Vrains, the first trailer. I want to give this guy a like because this was a very good trailer, And with that being said, I do urge you to subscribe to the channel. Check out my Twitter for the latest Vrains news. Check out the Facebook page for the Vrains fan page. And if you do like YuGiOh Vrains, if you like anything Yu-Gi-Oh related as well as the card game, I do recommend you subscribe. And if you do, I'll be really happy. And with that, don't transport yourself into the Vrains. Use your dual disc and subscribe to Dimzy's domain. Thank you and goodbye.